We're here with Mark Wall, owner and operator of the world-famous Farm and Fries restaurant. Mark, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks, Will. I appreciate it.
So, why Farm and Fries?
Well, there's a lot of great restaurants in Germantown, as you know, but we just felt it was missing the kind of restaurant that Farm and Fries is. Specifically, we wanted a place that served grass-fed beef burgers, house-cut fries that are cooked the traditional way. We actually twice fry them at different temperatures. We have homemade dipping sauces that are all mostly made from scratch and using clean ingredients. And we wanted a place that was friendly for families, so we also offer ice cream, and we wanted it to be in a very cool architectural setting because environment's a part of that equation.
That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about grass-fed beef. What sets that apart from a normal burger?
Sure. Well, what's happened over the last 20 years or so as production has increased and restaurant demand has increased is that we've sort of seen a movement towards industrialized agriculture and industrialized cattle production and beef harvesting. We've taken that opposite approach in terms of how we source. We go to farmers that actually raise cattle the traditional way. My grandparents were cattle farmers. They raised cows that fed the way that cows are intended to feed on pasture grasses. The result is not only a more environmentally friendly impact in terms of how those cows are raised and their impact on the environment, but also you get some side benefits. A cow that is fed on pasture grasses versus a like cow that's grain-fed or corn-fed is lower in fat. It tends to have higher total omega-3s and higher antioxidant levels, and it's just a cleaner, more natural product, and that's why we favor it.
That's awesome. So truly clean beef.
Yes.
So how about the rest of the menu? What, as far as healthy ingredients, healthy options, what do you have?
Well, we try to take that ethos forward into the rest of the menu. So our number one goal is to be transparent, and that's our primary goal. But we're not a pure farm-to-table restaurant, and by that I mean we don't source 100% of things locally, but we do make most of our items from scratch. And our overriding theme is if we can make it better than somebody else, we make it in-house. But if we can find a partner that has clean ingredients and make something better than we can make it in-house, kind of like our ice cream. We get that from some chefs out of Atlanta, and they make ice cream that's better than anything we could ever make in-house. We'll go ahead and source it from that provider. For example, when I talk about clean ingredients, it could be something simple. We use Simply Heinz ketchup, which doesn't have high fructose corn syrup. It's a very clean, short label of ingredients. And that's what I mean by clean, simple, and being transparent. It's just making sure that the ingredients we put into our food are ingredients that my wife and I would feel comfortable serving to our own children, and we just want to be transparent about what's in those ingredients.
Yeah, and it's always good when you can pronounce the ingredients that are listed.
Yes.
So I've heard a lot about your secret sauces. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
They're not really a secret anymore. People are starting to catch on since we opened last week. We have a number of dipping sauces that are made in-house. One of the most popular is our fancy sauce, which is a take on Utah fry sauce. Some of our viewers that might be from out west will be familiar with that term. We have a great sriracha mayo, a really good curry ketchup, an in-house made peppercorn ranch, a prime sauce that really elicits sort of the taste that you get when you visit a fine steakhouse and get a prime rib. We also have an interesting pinda sauce, which is something more common in Europe. It's peanut butter based and has some Asian flavors mixed in, so it's sort of a savory and heat type of sauce. And we have a few more that we rotate in and off the menu too. They make for great pairings with those house-cut fries I mentioned, and again, clean ingredients, pretty much made from scratch, except for some of the bases that we put into them, but even those bases are real Simply Heinz ketchup, real mayo, not fake crazy chemical mayo. We try to put that emphasis.
Yeah, so you can't go wrong.
Correct.
And so a big part about the restaurant experience is not only the food, but the environment. Tell us a little bit about the building and what all you've put into it.
Yeah, so the building is very interesting. There used to be an old turn-of-the-century brown house on the site, and if you go to our website, you'll even see a photo on the site that says the Brown House 7724. That's kind of how it was known. The building itself, we worked with a really talented architect and builder, and we kind of riffed on the type of view that we wanted to have. My wife and I own two companies. The other company is a real estate development company. That's the company that did the building itself. And as a Farm and Fries owner, I'm kind of a tenant. But we wanted to make sure that that environment was right for the restaurant. So when you look around, these windows behind us, for example, these were reclaimed out of a church remodel in Germantown. They're very old. You can even see some of the movement in the old glass because the age. Over time, glass is actually a liquid and it'll move. If you look up and around us, these timbers actually came out of a cotton mill in Piedmont, Alabama that was torn down, and we're so lucky that someone took the time to salvage them. They're old heart pine, and watching these go up was phenomenal. They weigh thousands of pounds each, and it was just an interesting process. We have a lot of other things that we've incorporated into the restaurant. For example, on the patio, the iron that borders our front patio was hand forged around the era of the Civil War, and we're glad that we found that sitting in an antique dealer's warehouse, and we were able to put it back into use so that people can enjoy it for the next couple hundred years, we hope. And we've gone on to use other things as well.
That's awesome. So you really put a lot of effort into the building itself.
We did.
That's awesome. Ingredients, awesome. Building, awesome. So why Germantown? What made you decide to open the restaurant here?
Well, my family's been here going on 13 years. We've really put down roots, and obviously the evidence of that is the effort we've put into putting this restaurant in place. But again, we just felt that this type of restaurant was missing. There's a lot of great options in Germantown, but specifically, I'm kind of a foodie. I've thought about this for a while. I wanted a place that was something that resonated with the taste that I had in mind in my head, and that's why we put it together.
Mark, thanks for being with us today. It's great to hear about the restaurant. Can't wait to come try it out. We've got to take a short break. When we come back, we'll meet with Karen Bernard back in the studio to talk about Walk Across Tennessee.